Hello, and welcome to our radio drama presentation of Ghostbusters. Please note that this is a live performance, and the cast has had no rehearsals together, so there may be occasional stumbles in the dialogue. We're expecting to have a lot of fun and hope you will too. And now, please enjoy Ghostbusters. Inside the New York Public Library, a librarian brings some books down to the basement and begins to reshelve them, not noticing a few books floating from one shelf to another. She continues going on about her duties until she sees the drawers of the card catalog slide open, and the cards begin flying everywhere. She screams and runs through, but soon discovers something that makes her scream with fear. Nearby, at Columbia University's Department of Psychology, a door marked with the words Paranormal Studies Laboratory, Dr. Egon Spengler, Dr. Ray Stantz, Dr. Peter Venkman, also has the words Venkman Burn in Hell written on it in red paint. Inside, a middle-aged man sits across from one male student and one female student, both of whom are hooked up to electrodes. He holds a card with a star on it.
All right, I'm going to turn over the next card. I want you to concentrate. I want you to tell me what it is.
Square?
Good guess, but wrong.
He flips the card, revealing a star, then flips a switch that sends a jolt through the boy. He draws a
Ow!
card with a circle and addresses the other student.
Clear your head. All right, tell me what you think it is.
Is it a star?
It is a star. Very good, that's great.
He holds up a square card for the male student.
All right, think hard. What is it?
Circle?
Ooh, close, but definitely wrong.
He reveals a square and shocks the student again. He
Ah!
next holds up a card with a plus sign for the girl.
Okay, all right. Ready? What is it? Come on.
Figure 8.
Incredible. That's 5 for 5. You can't see these, can you?
No.
You're not cheating me, are you?
No, I swear they just come into me.
He turns to the male student again and draws a card with 3 squiggly lines on it.
Okay. Nervous?
Yeah, I don't like this.
Don't worry, you only have 75 more to go. Okay. What's this one?
A couple wavy lines?
Sorry, this just isn't your lucky day.
I know.
The professor reaches for the lever slowly and winks at the girl before zapping the male student again.
Hey, I'm getting a little tired of this.
You volunteered, didn't you? We're paying you, aren't we?
Yeah, but I didn't know you were gonna give me electric shocks. What are you trying to prove here anyway?
I'm studying the effects of negative reinforcement on ESP ability.
The effect? I'll tell you what the effect is pissing me off.
Well, then maybe my theory is correct.
You know what? You can keep the $5. I've had it.
He rips off the electrodes and slams the door on his way out, much like a McDonald's employee who's getting abused for not the right amount of payment.
I will, mister.
He then turns to the remaining student.
You may as well get used to that. That's the kind of resentment your ability is going to provoke in some people.
Do you think I have it, Dr. Venkman?
You're no fluke, Jennifer.
Another man barges into the room.
This is it. This is definitely it. Did those UV lenses come in for the video camera? And that blank tape, I need it. The one you erased yesterday.
Venkman looks to Jennifer apologetically.
Can you excuse me for a second?
Sure.
Peter runs up to the intruder and smacks him on the head.
I'm right in the middle of something, Ray. I need a little more time with this subject. Could you come back in an hour and a half?
Peter, at 1:40 p.m. at the main branch of the New York Public Library on Fifth Avenue, 10 people witnessed a free-floating, full-torso, vaporous apparition, blew books off shelves from 20 feet away, and scared the socks off some poor librarian.
I'm very excited. I'm very pleased. I want you to get right down there, check it out, and get back to me.
No.
Get right back to me.
You're coming with us on this one. Spengler went down there and took PKE valences. Right off the top of the scare. Buried the needle. We're close on this one. I can feel it.
I can feel it. We're very, very close. I have to go now, Jennifer. But I'd like to work with you some more. Perhaps you could come back this evening, say at...
8 o'clock?
I was just about to say 8 o'clock. You are a legitimate phenomenon.
Later, P and Ray walk into the library, making sure that nothing else has fallen during the stream.
As a friend, I have to tell you, you've finally gone round the bend on this ghost business. You guys have been running your ass off, meeting and greeting every schizo in the 5 boroughs who says he has a paranormal experience. What have you seen?
Of course, you forget, Peter. I was present at an undersea, unexplained mass sponge migration.
Oh, Ray, those sponges migrated about 1.5 feet.
They approach a man kneeling beside a table, listening to it with a stethoscope. Peter runs over and knocks on the table, then slams it with a book, causing several others in the library to look in their direction.
Ah! Oh, you're here.
Yeah, what have you got?
This is big, Peter. This is very big. There is definitely something here.
Egon, this reminds me of that time you tried to drill a hole through your head. You remember that?
That would have worked if you hadn't stopped me.
A man in a suit approaches the group. Man in suit, are you approaching our group?
I'm
Dunno, but
Roger
I'll do.
Delacour.
You got it.
Are you the men from the university?
Yes, I'm Dr. Venkman, Dr. Stantz. Egon?
Thank you for coming. I hope we can clear this up quickly and quietly.
Let's not rush things. We don't even know what you have yet.
Peter, Ray, and Roger go to another room. The librarian is laying on the table, eyes still wide with fear.
I don't remember seeing any legs, but it definitely had arms because it reached out for me.
Arms, I can't wait to get a look at this thing.
Alice, I'm going to ask you a few standard questions, okay? Have you or any of your family ever been diagnosed schizophrenic, mentally incompetent?
My uncle thought he was St. Jerome.
I'd call that a big yes. Are you habitually using drugs, stimulants, alcohol?
No!
Oh no, just asking. Are you, Alice, menstruating right now?
What has that got to do with it?
Back off, man. I'm a scientist.
Egon runs in holding a device.
Ray, it's moving. Come on.
Egon walks into the library basement, holding a device that emits a soft noise. Ray follows, holding a video camera, and Peter trails behind with a bored expression. This sounds like the newest level of phasmophobia. They come to a tall tower of books.
Look,
This is hot, Ray.
symmetrical book stacking, just like the Philadelphia mass turbulence of 1947.
You're right. No human being would stack books like this.
Listen, do you smell something?
They move toward the card catalog cabinets, which are still open, the cards scattered everywhere. The open drawers are dripping with slime.
Talk about telekinetic activity. Look at this mess.
Raymond, look at this.
Ectoplasmic residue.
Venkman, get a sample of this.
It's the real thing.
Somebody blows their nose and you want to keep it?
I'd like to analyze it.
Peter scrapes some of the goo into a petri dish, getting some on his hands in the process.
There's more over here.
I'm getting stronger readings here. This way.
Come on.
Egon, your mucus.
As Peter hands over the sample, a bookshelf falls with a crash.
This happened to you before?
Ray shakes his head.
Oh, first time?
Ray nods and they continue on. As they go, Egon's device begins blinking rapidly. They turn a corner and see the ghost of an elderly lady reading a book.
It's here.
A full torso apparition, and it's real.
So, what do we do?
Ray and Egon look at each other, uncertain. Peter pulls Ray by the ear back around the corner. The ghost turns her head and watches them go, but doesn't follow.
Could you come over here and talk to me for a second, please? Could you come over here for a second? Please, right over here. Come here, Francine. Come here. What do we do?
I don't know. What do you think?
Egon pulls out a calculator, but Peter slaps it away.
Stop that!
We have to make contact. One of us should actually try to speak to it.
Good idea.
They look to Peter, who groans and walks out toward the ghost while Ray takes pictures.
Hello, I'm Peter. Where are you from, originally?
Shh.
Peter retreats behind the corner again.
All right. Okay, the usual stuff isn't working.
Okay, I have a plan. I know exactly what to do. Now, stay close. Stay close. I know. Do exactly as I say. Ready? Ready? Get her!
The ghost's appearance becomes monstrous, and so do the sudden spam of gifts in our chat. They flee the basement and run out of the library. Roger runs out after them.
Did you see it? Did you see it? What was it?
We'll get back to you.
What?
Peter, Ray, and Egon run all the way back to the university campus.
Get her. Get her. That was your whole plan. Get her. It was scientific.
I just got overexcited, but it was incredible. Pete, I mean, we actually touched the etheric plane. You know what this could mean to the university?
Yeah, it's going to be bigger than the microchip. Ray, I'm very excited.
I wouldn't say the experience was totally wasted. According to these new readings, I think we have an excellent chance of actually catching a ghost and holding it indefinitely.
Well, this is great. If the ionization rate is constant for all ectoplasmic entities, we could really bust some heads. In a spiritual sense, of course.
Spangs, you serious about this catching a ghost?
Look at me. I'm always serious.
Egon, I'm going to take back some of the things I've said about you. You've earned it.
He gives Egon a candy bar. They then return to the lab to see a man in a suit overseeing workers emptying out the room.
Possibilities are limitless. Hey, Dean Yeager!
I trust you're moving us to better quarters on campus?
No, you're being moved off campus. The Board of Regents has decided to terminate your grant. You are to vacate these premises immediately.
This is preposterous. I demand an explanation.
Fine. The university will no longer continue any funding of any kind for your group's activities.
But the kids love us.
Dr. Venkman, we believe that the purpose of science is to serve mankind. You, however, seem to regard science as some kind of dodge or hustle. Your theories are the worst kind of popular tripe, your methods are sloppy, and your conclusions are highly questionable. You are a poor scientist, Dr. Venkman.
I see.
And you have no place in this department or in this university.
One of the workers takes Ray's camera from him. Later, they stand outside. Ray paces about while Peter kicks back with a bottle of alcohol.
This is a major disgrace. Forget MIT or Stanford now. They wouldn't touch us with a 10-meter cattle prod.
You always look so concerned with your reputation. Einstein did his best stuff when he was working as a patent clerk.
You know how much a patent clerk earns?
No.
Personally, I like the university. They gave us money and facilities. We didn't have to produce everything. You've never been out of college. You don't know what it's like out there. I've worked in the private sector. They expect results.
For whatever reasons, Ray, call it fate, call it luck, call it karma. I believe that everything happens for a reason. I believe we were destined to get thrown out of this dump.
For what purpose?
To go into business for ourselves.
Peter offers Ray a drink, which he accepts.
This ecto-containment system that Spengler and I have in mind is going to require a lot of bread to capitalize. Where are we going to get the money?
I don't know. I don't know.
Later, the three walk out of Manhattan City Bank. Ray holds an envelope, but looks concerned.
You're never going to regret this, Ray.
My parents left me that house. I was born there.
You're not going to lose the house. Everybody has 3 mortgages nowadays.
But at 19%, you didn't even bargain with the guy.
Ray, for your information, the interest rate alone for the first 5 years comes to $95,000.
Will you guys relax? We are on the threshold of establishing the indispensable defense science of the next decades. Professional paranormal investigations and eliminations. The franchise rights alone will make us rich beyond our wildest dreams.
And soon enough, a realtor takes him on a tour of a semi-dilapidated firehouse.
There's office space, sleeping quarters, and showers on the next floor, and a full kitchen on the top left.
It's just a little pricey for a unique fixer-upper opportunity, that's all. What do you think, Egon?
I think this building should be condemned. There's serious metal fatigue in all the load-bearing members. The wiring is substandard. It's completely inadequate for our power needs, and the neighborhood is like a demilitarized zone.
Ray looks down at them through a hole in the floor that's actually supposed to be there because it's for a fire pole.
Hey, does this pole still work?
Without waiting for an answer, he slides down it.
Wow, this place is great. When can we move in? You've got to try this pole. I'm going to get my stuff. Hey, we should stay here tonight. Sleep here. To try it out.
The realtor looks at them expectantly.
I think we'll take it.
Good.
Elsewhere, a woman gets out of a taxi holding a cello case and a bag of groceries. She walks across the street and into an apartment building. She goes up to the elevator and walks through the hall on her floor. As she goes, a man pops out of one of the apartments.
Oh, Dana, it's you.
Oh, hi. Yes, Lewis, it's me.
I thought it was the drugstore.
Oh, are you sick?
Oh, no, I'm fine. I feel great. I just ordered some vitamins and stuff. I was exercising. I taped a 20-minute workout on my machine and played it back at high speed, so it only took 10 minutes. I got a great workout.
Good.
You, want to come in for a mineral water or something?
Oh, I'd really like to, Lewis, but I have to go to rehearsal now. Excuse me.
Oh, no sweat. I'll take a rain check on that. I always have plenty of low-sodium mineral water and other nutritious foods in the house, but you already know that.
Yeah, I know that.
Hey, listen, that reminds me. I'm having a big party for all my clients. My 4th anniversary as an accountant, and even though you do your own tax return, which you shouldn't, I'd like you to stop by. By the way, did you know that there's actually been an extension for this year's tax deadline to May 15th? Really good to know if you're doing your own taxes, which you shouldn't. But yeah, I'd like you to stop by, being that you're my neighbor and all.
Well, thank you, Lewis. I'll make sure to file my taxes by the deadline, and I'll really try to stop by for your party.
Listen, that reminds me, you shouldn't leave your TV on so loud when you go out. The creep down the hall phoned the manager.
That's strange. I didn't realize I'd left it on.
Well, yeah, you know what I did? I climbed the ledge and tried to disconnect the cable. Don't worry, I'm sure it wouldn't cause much damage, but anyways, I couldn't get in, so you know what I did? I turned up my TV real loud too, so everyone would think that all our TVs had something wrong with them.
Bye, Lewis.
Dana goes into her apartment.
Oh,
Can't blame the girl.
Okay, so I'll see you later, huh? I'll give you a call. I'm gonna go have a shower.
He attempts to open his door and realizes he's locked himself out. Classy.
Aw.
Inside Dana's an apartment. An ad plays on her TV. It's Peter, Ray, and Egon standing outside the firehouse wearing trench coats. You are
you
not the
troubled
newest
by
installment of Supernatural, gentlemen.
Are you troubled by strange noises in the middle of the night?
Do you experience feelings of dread in your basement or attic?
Have you or any of your family ever seen a spook, specter, or ghost?
If the answer is yes, then don't wait another minute. Pick up your phone and call the professionals. Ghostbusters! Our courteous and efficient staff is on call 24 hours a day to serve all your supernatural elimination needs. We're ready to believe you.
The words Ghostbusters 555-2368 appear on the screen just before Dana turns the TV off and begins putting away her groceries. While she has her back turned, her carton of eggs opens up. The eggs tremble and begin popping out of their shells. When they land on the countertop, they begin frying. Dana turns and sees the bubbling eggs. Did I suddenly move to Texas? Watching them simmer with a startled expression. Suddenly, a growling noise comes from her refrigerator. She opens it up and sees the vast expanse of an unearthly realm with billowing clouds. In the distance is a staircase that leads to a large set of doors on the side of a pyramid. A horned demon dog appears from the doors.
Zuul.
She slams the refrigerator shut. Outside the new Ghostbusters HQ, Peter watches the sign with the words Ghostbusters Inc. being hung on the side of the building.
You don't think it's too subtle, Marty? You don't think people are going to drive down and not see the sign?
As Marty shakes his head, a siren begins blaring. I'm sorry, there is a lot happening on my screen right now. Peter turns to see a dark blue hearse driving up. Joel, I need more information than this.
Hey, you can't park that here.
Ray climbs out of the car.
Everybody can relax. I found the car. Need some suspension work, and shocks and brakes, brake pads, lining, steering box, transmission, rear end.
How much?
Only 4,800. Maybe new rings, also mufflers, a little wiring, a new radio, shocks, suspenders, the whole interior, leather seats, a nice heating cushion.
Inside, a woman sits at a desk reading a magazine. Peter approaches her.
Janine, any calls?
No,
Any messages?
no,
Any customers?
no, Dr. Venkman.
It's a good job, isn't it? Type something, will you? We're paying you for this stuff. Don't stare at me, you got them bug eyes.
He begins walking off, but turns back. Maybe he's realized he's being an asshole.
Janine, sorry about the bug eyes thing. I'll be in my office.
Peter walks past a small gate in the same room and sits in a chair. A moment later, Egon pops out from under Janine's desk.
You're very handy, I can tell. I bet you like to read a lot, too.
Print is dead.
Oh, that's very fascinating to me. I read a lot myself. Some people think I'm too intellectual, but I think it's a fabulous way to spend your spare time. I also play racquetball. Do you have any hobbies?
I collect spores, molds, and fungus.
Dana walks into the firehouse.
Oh, excuse me. Is this is the Ghostbusters office?
Yes, it is. How can I help you?
On the other side of the room, Peter bolts up out of his chair and jumps over the small gate separating his office from the main room.
I don't have an appointment. I'd like to talk to someone, please.
I'm Peter Venkman. May I help you?
Well, I don't know. What I'm about to say may sound a little unusual.
Oh, that's all we get, day in, day out around this place. Come into my office, Miss...
Barrett, Dana Barrett.
Peter takes Dana to a lab where she's hooked up to a machine. Peter sits in a chair across from her while Ray watches a monitor, which displays her head in different colors, and Egon, wearing a doctor's headlamp, peels electrodes off her temples.
And this voice said, Zuul. And then I slammed the refrigerator door and I left. That was 2 days ago, and I haven't been back to my apartment.
Generally, you don't see that kind of behavior in a major appliance. What do you think it was?
Well, if I knew what it was, I wouldn't be here.
Egon, what do you think?
Well, she's telling the truth. At least she thinks she is. You never know
Well-
with these kinds of things.
Of course I'm telling the truth. Who would make up a story like that?
Some are people who just want attention. Others just nutballs who come in off the street.
You know what it could be? Past life experience intruding on a present time.
Could be erased memories stored in the collective unconscious. I wouldn't rule out clairvoyance or telepathic contact either.
I'm sorry, I don't believe in any of those things.
Well, that's all right, and I don't either. But there are some things we do. Standard procedures we carry out in a case like this, which often bring us results.
Well, I could go down to the Hall of Records and check out the structural details of the building. Maybe the building itself has a history of psychic turbulence.
Right, good idea.
I could attempt to look for the name Zuul in the usual literature, Google,
Spade's
whatever.
catalog.
Tobin's spiritual guide.
Yeah, all those.
I'll tell you what, I'll take Miss Barrett back to her apartment and check her out. I'll go check out Miss Barrett's apartment, okay?
Okay, thank you.
At the apartment, Dana carefully pokes her head in before Peter pushes the door open.
Let me. If something's going to happen here, I want it to happen to me first.
He abruptly slams on a closet door. Nothing happens.
The closet.
He goes up to Dana's piano and plays the two highest notes over and over and over.
Oh, they hate this. It's like torture to them. That's right, boys. It's Dr. Venkman.
Peter holds out a thin rod that is attached to a box on his hip and begins repeatedly squeezing a hand pump.
A lot of space. Just you?
Yes?
Good.
What is that thing you're doing?
It's technical. It's one of our little toys.
He approaches another door.
I see. That's the bedroom, but nothing ever happened in there.
He pokes his head into the room for a moment before shutting the door again.
What a crime.
You know, you don't act like a scientist.
They're usually pretty stiff.
You're more like a game show host.
That's the kitchen, huh?
Peter barges into the kitchen and looks at the countertop, which is still covered in fried eggs. That's a waste of food. He pokes at the bag of marshmallows next to the eggs with his device, then picks up a stalk of celery, followed by one of the eggs.
Dana, are these the eggs?
Yes, see, and the marshmallows are foreshadowing. I was over there, and the eggs just jumped right out of their shells and started to cook right on the counter.
That is weird. And what was
And
that you said about foreshadowing?
Oh, nothing. I'm sure you'll understand later. And that's when I started to hear that awful noise from the refrigerator. Dr. Venkman, you've come all this way. Would you like to examine the refrigerator?
I'll check the fridge. Good call.
He cracks the fridge open and peeks inside. I'm pretty sure the script is not supposed to have me saying, "Oh my god," but I'm
Oh
going to say it
my God.
anyway. He opens the door, revealing the inside of a normal refrigerator.
Look at all that junk food.
No, god damn it. Look, this wasn't here.
You actually eat this stuff?
Look, this wasn't here. There was nothing here. There was a space, and there was a building or something with flames coming out of it, and creatures writhing around, and they were growling and snarling, and there were flames. And I heard a voice say, Zuul. It was right here.
I'm sorry, I'm just not getting any reading.
Well, are you sure you're using that thing correctly?
Well, I think so, but I'm sure there are no animals in there.
Oh, well, that's great. Either there's a monster in my kitchen or I'm completely crazy.
I don't think you're crazy.
Oh, good. That makes me feel so much better.
Peter closes the refrigerator and they return to the living room.
Let me tell you something about myself. I come home from work to my place, and all I have is my work. There's nothing else in my life.
Dr. Venkman.
I meet you, and I say, my God, there's someone with the same problem I have.
Yes, we both have the same problem. You!
I'm gonna go for broke. I am madly in love with you.
I don't believe this. Will you please leave?
Peter, who is coming on way too strong, even if it's just for a bit, begins heading towards the door.
And then she threw me out of her life. She thought I was a creep. She thought I was a geek, and she probably wasn't the first.
You are so cringe, but the script says odd.
Peter turns back at her, and I'm oddly surprised that he didn't start going into Radiohead's Creep there, and then turns back with a smile.
No.
I've got it.
No.
I'll prove myself to you.
That's not necessary.
Yeah, I'll solve your little problem.
Okay.
And then you'll say, Pete Venkman's a guy who can get things done.
Right.
I wonder what makes him tick.
I wonder.
Wonder if he'd be interested in knowing what makes me tick.
Right.
I bet you're going to be thinking about me after I'm gone.
I bet I am.
Dana, who wishes she had cups to display the cup song, shoves him out the door and begins closing it as quickly as possible. But he sticks his face back in.
No kiss?
Dana pushes him out and slams the door. Gosh, that was cringe. At the sound of the door shutting, Lewis pops out of his apartment. He sees that it's not Dana and, as another nice guy TM, tries to re-enter his apartment, but has locked himself out again. Later that night at the firehouse, the Ghostbusters eat a Chinese takeout dinner. He holds up a can of beer.
To our first customer.
To our first and only customer.
I'm going to need to draw some petty cash. We should take her out to dinner. We don't want to lose her.
This magnificent feast here represents the last of the petty cash.
Slow down. Chew your food.
In the main part of the office, Janine is preparing to leave as the phone rings.
Hello, Ghostbusters. Yes, of course they're serious. You do? You have? No kidding. Well, just give me the address. Yes, of course. They'll be totally discreet. Thank you.
She hangs up the phone and, brace yourself, everyone.
We got one!
She slams a button on her desk and the firehouse alarm begins ringing. Peter, Ray, and Egon look up from their dinner in disbelief.
It's a call. Come on.
They slide down the fire pole, pull on brown jumpsuits, and pile into the car that now has the license plate Ecto-1. They drive off, sirens blaring and lights flashing, and a few minutes later, they walk into the busy lobby of the Sedgwick Hotel wearing large machines on their backs. Is this a new convention? Man.
Hey, anybody seen a ghost?
A nervous man in a suit walks up to them. So much for being discreet.
Oh, thank you for coming so quickly. The guests are starting to ask questions, and I'm running out of excuses.
Has it happened before?
Well, most of the original staff knows about the 12th floor, the disturbances, I mean, but it's been quiet for years. Up until 2 weeks ago, it was nothing ever this bad, though.
Did you ever report it to anyone?
Oh, heavens, no.
Oh, no. You kidding?
The owners don't even like us to talk about it. I hope we can take care of this quietly tonight.
Yes, sir. Don't worry. We handle this kind of thing all the time.
They walk up to the elevator where another man is waiting.
What are you supposed to be, some kind of cosmonaut?
No. We're exterminators. Someone saw a cockroach up on 12.
That's gotta be some cockroach.
Bite your head off, man.
The elevator arrives and the Ghostbusters walk in, but the other man does not.
Going up?
I'll take the next
I'll
one.
take.
Can't blame him. The elevator door closes.
You know, it just occurred to me. We haven't had a completely successful test of the equipment.
I blame myself.
So do I.
No sense worrying about it now.
Why worry? Each of us is wearing an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on his back.
Yep, let's get ready. Switch me on.
Egon flips a switch on Rey's device, then backs away because that sentence was oddly innuendoed. They arrive at the 12th floor and exit the elevator. Egon turns on his own pack.
Come on.
A maid rounds a nearby corner, pushing a cart of cleaning supplies. Ray and Egon startle a cat and blast her cart out of the way. Bright beams of orange light and blue electricity hit the cart.
Hold it!
What the hell are you doing?
Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
We thought you were someone else. Successful test?
I guess so. I think we better split up.
That's what Scooby-Doo does.
Yeah, we can do more damage that way.
Egon goes down the hallway holding his scanner out. Jinkies. Ray walks around smoking. Jeepers. He hears the sound of clinking glass and turns the corner to see a green, blobby ghost pigging out on a room service cart. His cigarette falls right out of his mouth.
Venkman! Venkman!
No response from down the hall, but Athena's decided to give her two-piece.
A disgusting blob. I'm gonna have to hold it here myself.
He fires on the ghost, but misses, setting the nearby wall on fire. The ghost flies away and phases through a wall at the end of the corridor. The dining cart rolls along behind it and crashes into the wall. Elsewhere, Egon walks along and encounters a hotel guest, who he pokes to confirm corporeality. On the other side of the hotel, Peter spots the ghost, and the ghost spots him. Peter calmly pulls out a walkie-talkie.
Come in, Ray.
Venkman, I saw it! I saw it! I saw it!
It's right here, Ray. It's looking at me.
He's an ugly little spud, isn't he?
I think he can hear you, Ray.
Don't move. It won't hurt you.
Contrary to popular belief, the ghost then charges towards Peter, who holds up his hands defensively.
Oh!
Venkman! Venkman! Pete!
When Ray arrives, the ghost is gone, and Peter is on the ground, dripping with slime. Do we have the right rating for this show?
Venkman, what happened? Are you okay?
He slimed me.
That's great! Actual physical contact! Can you move?
A voice calls out from their walkie-talkies.
Ray? Ray, come in, please.
I feel so funky.
Spengler, I'm with Venkman. He just got slimed.
That's great, Ray. Save some for me. Get down here right away. It just went into the ballroom.
Okay, we'll be right there.
On the ground floor of the hotel, a sign with the words, Eastside Theater Guild Midnight Buffet, is outside the ballroom. The Ghostbusters stand nearby with the hotel manager.
Okay, sir, if you and your staff will just wait out here, we'll take care of everything.
They enter the room and look around using special goggles, quickly spotting the ghost flying around a chandelier. Is
There
this
it
that new
is.
Sia song?
There it is on the ceiling.
That's the one that got me.
All right, boys, ready? Throw it!
They blast the ghost, hitting the chandelier, which falls on one of the banquet tables.
I did that. That's my fault.
That's okay. The table broke fall.
So, there's something very important. Very. And I forgot to tell you.
What?
Don't cross the streams.
Why?
It would be bad.
I'm a little fuzzy on the whole good-bad thing, Egon. What do you mean, bad?
In a short story, try to imagine all life as you know, just stopping instantaneously, and every molecule in your body painfully exploding at the speed of light.
Total protonic reversal.
All right, that's bad. Okay, important safety tip. Thanks, Egon. All right. Ray, take the left. Egon, take the right.
They approach the ghost, who is now chugging a soda next to the drink table.
Okay, Ray, give me one eye on the outside. Ray!
Ray fires, hitting the drink table. The ghost flies to the dessert table. That's a waste.
Egon!
Another miss. Egon destroys the dessert table. Oh no, not the creme brulee! And the bar. Then the bar as he attempts to hit the ghost. He doesn't land a direct hit, but the ghost flies up to the ceiling and floats in a motionless daze.
Okay, all right. Hold it. Whoa, nice shooting, Tex.
Out in the lobby, the hotel manager speaks to a woman.
I assure you, Mrs. Van Hoffman, there is nothing wrong with the room. It will be ready promptly in time as soon as your guests are with us.
Back in the ballroom, however.
The last throw took something out of him, but he's gonna move. I need some room to put the trap down. Give me some room.
Peter and Egon flip a table, which crashes loudly as all the plates and glasses on it shatter. The noise is heard by the manager.
If you'll excuse me, please.
When he finds the ballroom door locked, he sends a bellhop to get security. Ah, there goes that security deposit. Meanwhile,
We gotta get this in the clear.
Wait. I've always wanted to do this.
Peter goes up to another table and pulls the tablecloth out from underneath everything on it, causing everything but the centerpiece to be knocked over.
Ah, and the flowers are still standing.
Ah, yes. Ray rolls a device across the floor, positioning it under the stoned ghost.
Okay, on my go signal. Spengler, I want a confinement stream from you, okay? Go!
Egon fires and hits the ghost.
Okay, hold him up there. He's gonna move. Hold him up. Go!
Peter's beam hits the ghost as well, the two lasers lassoing it.
It's working, Ray!
Start bringing him down. You got him. Don't cross the streams.
Maybe now you'll know not to slime a guy with a positron collider, huh?
Venkman, shorten your stream. I don't want my face burned off.
All right, I'm opening the trap now. Don't look directly into the trap.
The device opens and a bright light shines out.
I looked into the trap, Ray.
Bring your streams off as soon as I close the trap. Get ready. I'm closing it now.
The trap closes and the beams turn off, and suddenly the ghost is gone. A red light on the trap blinks.
It's in there.
Well, that wasn't such a chore now, was it?
In the lobby, a crowd is now gathered, and the hotel manager has grown impatient.
Mr. Smith, quickly, I need that door open now. Stand over there.
He gets the key and goes to open the door just before it bursts open, and the Ghostbusters walk out triumphantly, holding the steaming trap.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Did you see it? What is it?
We got it.
What is it? Will there be any more of them?
Sir, what you have there is what we refer to as a focused, non-terminal repeating phantasm, or a Class 5 full-roaming vapor. Real nasty one, too.
Now, let's talk seriously now. For the entrapment, we're going to have to ask you for 4 big ones. $4,000 for that. But we are having a special this week on proton charging and storage of the beast, and that's only going to come to $1,000, fortunately.
$5,000? I had no idea it would be so much. I won't pay it.
Well, that's all right. We can just put it right back in there.
We certainly can, Dr. Venkman.
No. Okay. I'll pay anything.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. We hope we can help you out again. All right, coming through. Watch out. Class 5 full aerobic vapor. Watch out.
The next day, Dana works out while watching a news report on TV.
Good evening, I'm Roger Grimsby. Today, the entire eastern seaboard is alive with the talk of an incidents of paranormal activity. Alleged ghost sightings and related supernatural occurrences have been reported across the entire tri-state area.
More reports follow.
Well, everybody's heard ghost stories around the campfire. Heck, my grandma used to spin yarns about a spectral locomotive that would rocket past the farm where she grew up. But now, as if some unperceived authority.
At a Ghostbusters HQ, the alarm bell rings again. USA Today, the New York Post, and even Time magazine front page headlines on The Ghostbusters, covering a string of successful ghost captures.
Hi, this is Larry King. The phone-in topic today, ghosts and ghost busting. The controversy builds. More sightings are reported. Some maintain these professional paranormal eliminators in New York are the cause of it all.
Still making headlines all across the country, the Ghostbusters are at it again, this time at the fashionable dance club The Rose. The boys in grey slugged it out with a pretty pesky poltergeist, then stayed on to dance the night away with some of the lovely ladies who witnessed the disturbance. This is Kasem, now on with the countdown.
Dana listens to Kasem's report as she chops vegetables in her kitchen. Elsewhere, Peter addresses a media pool.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. No job is too big, no fee is too big.
At HQ, all the phones are lit up, but Janine handles the traffic with poise.
Is it just a mess, or does it have arms and legs?
Ray appears on a talk show.
As they say in TV, I'm sure there's one big question on everybody's mind, and I imagine you're the man to answer it. How is Elvis, and have you seen him lately?
The Ghostbusters have continued success and rising fame. They've stopped for autographs, and a female ghost visits Ray in the middle of the night. At least he dreams that until he falls out of bed and wakes up. Sometimes later, a gentleman holding a newspaper ad walks up to Ghostbusters HQ, which now has a proper neon sign. He goes inside and meets with Janine.
Do you believe in UFOs, astral projection, mental telepathy, ESP, clairvoyance, spirit photography, telekinetic movement, full trans mediums, the Loch Ness Monster, and the theory of Atlantis?
Hey, if there's a steady paycheck in it, I'll believe anything you say.
Peter and Ray enter with slime patches on their jumpsuits. Ray carries a steaming trap.
Boy, I gotta get some sleep. I'm dying.
You don't look good.
I don't?
You've looked better. Didn't used to look like this. Janine, here's the paper for the woman out in Brooklyn. She paid with Visa.
Here's tonight's worksheet.
Oh, great. 2 more free repeaters.
This is Winston Zeddemore. He's here about the job.
Beautiful, you're hired. Ray Stantz, Pete Venkman, congratulations. Can you help me, please?
He hands Winston the trap. Man, if only
Welcome
getting a job
aboard.
was really this easy.
Welcome aboard.
Across town, Dana walks out of the Carnegie Hall with another performer.
I don't know where they get these guest conductors. Someone should tell him that it's not going to do much good to scream at us in German.
Well, I don't think the man is competent to conduct a major symphony orchestra.
Dana sees Peter nearby.
Could you wait here a minute?
Sure.
Dr. Venkman, this is a surprise.
That was a wonderful rehearsal.
You heard that?
Yes, you're the best one in your row.
Oh, thank you. You're good. Most people can't hear me with the whole orchestra playing.
Hey, I don't have to take this abuse from you. I've got hundreds of people dying to abuse me.
I know, you're a big celebrity now. Do you have some information on my case?
The other performer watches Peter and Dana as he uses some nasal spray.
Who's the stiff?
This stiff happens to be one of the finest musicians in the world. Now, do you have some information for me, please?
Sure, but I'd prefer to give it to you in private.
Why don't you tell me now?
Peter pulls out a piece of paper and shows it to Dana.
Well, okay. I found the name Zuul for you. The name Zuul refers to a demigod worshipped around 6000 BC by... What's that word?
The Hittites?
Hittites, yes, the
Hittites.
Mesopotamians, and the Sumerians.
Zuul was the minion of Gozer. What's Gozer?
Gozer was a very big in Sumeria, big guy.
Well, what's he doing in my icebox?
I'm working on that. If we could get together Thursday night, I'm thinking 9-ish, we could exchange information.
I can't see you Thursday. I'm busy.
Miss Barrett, you seem to think there's something wrong up here in your mind that says he enjoys taking his evenings off and spending them with his clients. No, I'm making a special exception in your case because I respect you. It's corny, but I respect you as an artist and as a dresser too. This is a magnificent coordination you have going on here today.
Okay. All right. I'll see you Thursday.
I'll bring the Roylance guide and we'll eat and read.
Dana rejoins the other performer and they walk off.
My violinist.
Oh, lovely nasal spray. So, who the hell was that?
Just a friend.
A friend?
An old friend.
Right. I'll see you Thursday. Sorry I didn't get to meet you, sir. And I'm glad you're feeling much better. You're still very pale, though. A little sun.
What's he do?
Oh, he's a scientist.
Back at HQ, Ray shows Winston around.
This is where we put all the vapors and entities and slimers that we trap. Very simple, really. Load a trap here, open, unlock the system, insert the trap, release, close, block the system, set your energy grid, this button here, neutralize your field, that button here, and the light is green, the trap is clean. The ghost is incarcerated here in a custom-made storage facility.
At the front desk, Janine talks to Peter.
There's a man from the EPA here to see you. He's waiting in your office.
EPA? What's he want?
I don't know. All I do know is that I've been working 2 weeks without a break, and you promised me you'd hire more help.
Man, and she's not even a millennial. The phone rings.
Janine, someone with your qualifications would have no trouble finding a top-flight job in either the food service or housekeeping industries. You gonna answer that?
I've quit better jobs than this.
Once again, much like a millennial, she picks up the phone because she knows better.
Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Peter walks across the room into his office where a man in a suit is waiting.
Can I help you?
I'm Walter Peck. I represent the Environmental Protection Agency, the 3rd District.
Great. How's it going down there?
Are you Peter Venkman?
Yes, I'm Dr. Venkman.
Exactly what are you a doctor of, Mr. Venkman?
Well, I have PhDs in parapsychology and psychology.
I see. And now you catch ghosts.
Yeah, you could say that.
And how many ghosts have you caught, Mr. Venkman?
I'm not at liberty to say.
And where do you put these ghosts once you catch them?
In a storage facility.
And would this storage facility be located on these premises?
Yes.
And may I see this storage facility?
No.
And why not, Mr. Venkman?
Because you did not use the magic word.
What is the magic word, Mr. Venkman?
Please.
Please, may I see the storage facility?
Why do you want to see the storage facility, Mr. Peck?
Well, because I'm curious. I want to know more about what you do here. Frankly, there have been a lot of wild stories in the media, and we want to assess any potential possible environmental impact from your operation. For instance, the presence of noxious, possibly hazardous waste chemicals in your basement. Now, either you show me what is down there, or I come back with a court order.
You go get a court order, and I'll sue your ass for wrongful prosecution.
You can have it your way, Mr. Venkman, at BK.
Later, Egon speaks with Ray and Winston in the basement.
I haven't been to BK in a while. I'm very worried, Ray. It's getting cracked in there. All my recent data points to something big on the horizon, and it's not the Burger King.
What do
It's
you
not the Burger
mean
King.
big?
Well, let's just. I'm so sorry.
Take your
Let's
time,
just
Egon.
say-
Here, take a Twinkie.
Let's just say, this This Whopper represents the normal amount of psychokinetic energy in the New York area. According to this morning's sample, it would be a Whopper 35 feet long, weighing approximately 600 pounds.
Now that's a big whopper.
We could be on the verge of a fourfold cross rip, a PKA surge of incredible, even dangerous proportions.
Peter comes down the stairs.
We just had a visit from the Environmental Protection Agency. How's the grid holding up?
Not good.
Tell them about the whoppers and the Twinkies.
What about the Whoppers?
That evening, despite the fact that there's plenty of product placement happening right about now, a lightning storm begins swirling around Dana's apartment building. On the roof are sculptures that resemble the scene she saw in the spirit world, and two gargoyles resembling the demon dog she saw stand on either side of a pedestal. One of the statues begins to crumble, revealing a real demon underneath. Inside, Dana gets off the elevator and attempts to sneak by Lewis's apartment. But, in his magical ways, he runs out to greet her. Loud music is
Dana,
playing inside his apartment, and people are inside partying. Lewis steps into the hall and closes the door behind himself. At least
Dana,
someone's
it's you.
inside this time to let him back in.
I totally wasn't, looking out of the peephole the whole time, ignoring the rest of my party, waiting for you to stop by. Hi.
Hello, Lewis.
You gotta come in here. You're missing a classic party.
Yes, well, I would, Lewis, but I have a date.
You made a date tonight?
Well, I'm sorry, Lewis, I forgot.
Oh, that's okay. You can bring him along.
All right, maybe we'll stop by, okay?
She goes into her apartment.
That's great. I'll tell everybody you're coming. We're gonna play Twister later. We're gonna do some breakdancing. Hey, everybody.
And his door is locked. No
Aw,
surprise.
Hey, let me in. It's Lewis. Somebody let me in. Let me in. Let me in.
Inside Dana's apartment, she can hear him screaming outside. Is this an Eric Andre skit suddenly? Her phone starts ringing. She sits in an armchair as she answers it.
Hello? Oh, hi, Mom. Yes, my weird neighbor's at it again. I've been busy. No, everything is fine. Just that one time. I will. I won't. Mom, I have to go. I have a date. Yes. No, no one you know. It's, well, he's a Ghostbuster. Those guys on TV? Yes, well, I'll have to let you know. Love to Dad. Right. Bye. Bye.
She hangs up the phone and realizes a bright light is glowing from behind her kitchen door. When did that weirdo get inside? This is uncomfortable. A growling is heard, and the imprints of hands press through the door.
Oh, shit.
Grotesque hands sprout from the chair she's sitting in and restrain her. She screams as the chair swivels, and the kitchen door opens to reveal a demon dog, which growls at her as the chair flies into the kitchen, taking Dana with it. Are you guys as enthralled as I am? I know I'm definitely interested to see what's going to happen. At this time, we will now take a 10-minute intermission. Ghostbusters will return shortly. Have it your way. Hashtag sponsored, not sponsored. Please sponsor us, Burger King. We are back with the second act of Ghostbusters. Meanwhile, unfortunately not ingesting Burger King, across the hall, one of Lewis's party guests approaches him.
Do you have any Excedrin or extra strength Tylenol?
Gee, I think all I got is this cetaclaric acid, generic. See, I can get 600 tablets of that for the same price as 300 of the name brand. Makes good financial sense. Good advice. Hey, this is real smoked salmon from Nova Scotia, Canada. $24.95 a pound. It only cost me $14.12 after tax, though. However, it's probably going to end up getting a bit more expensive for salmon and whatnot since the Suez, I think it's the Suez Canal that's totally blocked right now. Really crazy stuff. Anyway, I'm giving this whole thing as a promotional expense. That's why I invited clients instead of friends.
He goes around the room, checking in on his guests.
You having a good time, Marv? How you doing? Oh, why don't you try some of the brie? It's a room temperature. You think it's too warm in here for brie?
Lewis, I'm going home.
Oh, don't leave yet. Listen, maybe if we start dancing, other people will join in. That's the way I, make things not awkward, or maybe it's just more awkward. I'm not really sure.
Okay.
Much like back in the early days of the convention scene. As they begin to dance, the doorbell rings.
Oh, don't move. I just gotta get the door. Ted, Annette, how are you doing? Give me your coats. Everybody, this is Ted and Annette Fleming. Ted is a small carpet cleaning business in receivership, and that's drawing a salary from a deferred bonus from 2 years ago. They've got $15,000 left on the house at 8%, so they're okay.
Lewis throws their coats into a side room without looking inside. The coats land on top of another demon?
So, does anyone want to play Parcheesi?
He closes the door to the other room just before a loud snarl is heard.
Okay, who brought the dog? I know that you all should know by now that I'm allergic. I have my allergy medication, bought the generic brand of that as well, but seriously, who brought the dog?
I mean, someone's got to let the dogs out. Hoot, hoot. The beast jumps through the door, and all of the guests scream as the lion-sized creature roars. Lewis flees out into the hall, but the demon chases him, crashing through the front door and scattering debris into the hall. Lewis runs into the elevator and makes it to the lobby before bolting out of the building.
Help, help, there's a bear loose in my apartment. Help, help, help. I hope that doesn't get rid of my security deposit.
Let me check the fine print. Oh, I think it does. He flees across the street into Central Park. You just said it was a dog, but now it's a bear, sir.
A bear in his apartment?
A moment later, the demon dog, not bear, knocks the doorman over and runs after Lewis, who continues sprinting.
I'm gonna bring this up at the next tenants meeting. There's not supposed to be any pets in the building.
There's also not supposed to, that's rude. He reaches the tavern on the green and bangs on its glass walls, looking to the wealthy diners inside.
There's gotta be a way in. Somebody let me in. Let me in!
None of the occupants pay any attention to him. Can't blame them. Lewis turns and sees the demon dog mere feet away.
Nice doggy. Cute little pooch. Maybe I got a milk bone or some fries.
I hope they're chicken fries. There's a growl, and the diners go quiet for a few seconds as they watch Lewis being dragged away before returning their conversations. Just as in life. Not really all that noticeable. Back at the apartment building, Peter arrives with flowers and sees the police talking with the people nearby.
What happened?
Some moron brought a cougar to a party and it went berserk.
Haha, that's a double entendre. Peter shrugs it off and speaks to the doorman.
Hi, I'm going up to Dana Barrett's.
The doorman lets him in, and when he arrives at Dana's floor, he sees the debris from Lewis's door and officers questioning the party guests. He doesn't intrude and knocks on Dana's door.
Hello?
Dana opens the door. Her long hair is wild, and she is wearing a flowing orange dress. Sweetheart, that doesn't match your complexion.
That's a different look for you, isn't it?
Are you the key master?
That I know of.
She slams the door in his face. He knocks again.
Are you the key master?
Yes.
He enters the apartment. Honey, I wouldn't if I were you.
I'm a friend of his. He told me to meet him here. I didn't get your name.
I am Zuul. I am the gatekeeper.
Oh.
The tables have turned. The turns have tabled. Peter looks around and sees the charred outline of the kitchen door.
What are we doing today, Zuul?
We must prepare for the coming of Gozer,
Gozer, huh?
the Destructor.
Phrasing much? Dana moves into the bedroom, climbs onto the bed, and gives Peter a smoldering glare.
Are we still going out? You know, you could pick up the pace if you're expecting somebody.
Do you want this body?
Trick question? Guess the roses worked, huh?
Take me now, sub-creature.
We never talk anymore.
I almost made a very inappropriate joke there, but this is not a PG-13 script. Actually, I think it is. Dana grabs him and pulls him onto the bed.
I make it a rule never to get involved with possessed people.
She kisses him intensely.
Actually, it's more of a guideline than a rule.
I want you inside me.
Go ahead. No, I can't. Sounds like you've already got at least 2 people in there already. Might get a little crowded. Now, why don't you quit trying to upset and disturb Dr. Venkman and just relax? Lie down there, relax. Put your hands on your chest. Yes. What I'd like to do is talk to Dana. I want to talk to Dana. Dana, it's Peter.
There is no Dana. There is only Zuul.
Oh, Zuul, now come on. I want to talk to Dana. Dana, relax, come on. Dana, can I talk to Dana?
There is no Dana, only Zuul.
What a lovely singing voice you have. Now, I'm going to count to 3, Zuli, and if I don't hear Dana, there's going to be some real trouble in this apartment, I think. 1, 2, 2.5.
Zuul roars, and Dana's body writhes as it rises up off the bed.
Please come down.
Trying to reason? That's not going to work. In Central Park, Lewis runs around slightly hunched over, his hair now standing on end.
I am the Keymaster. The Destructor will come. The Traveler, the Destroyer, Gatekeeper.
Pardon my cat deciding that she is now a demon dog. He approaches a horse attached to a carriage.
I am Vinz Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer, Vlorgdis Zilohar, Lord of the Sibulia. Are you the gatekeeper?
The coach driver calls out to him.
Hey, he pulls the wagon, I make the deals. You want to ride?
Lewis's eyes flare red. He talks to the horse again.
Wait for the sign, and our prisoners will be released.
He runs away.
You will perish in flame soon as I find the gatekeeper.
What an asshole.
A police captain arrives at Ghostbusters HQ. A hand knocks on the door. Janine answers.
Dropping off or picking up?
Dropping off.
Just a moment.
She returns a moment later with Egon.
You Ghostbuster.
Yeah.
We picked up this guy and we don't know what to do with him. Bellevue doesn't want him, and I'm afraid to put him back in lockup. All I know is you guys are into this stuff, so I figured we'd check with you.
Cool.
It's Lewis. Of course it is. Egon runs a scanner over him, which blinks rapidly.
Are you the gatekeeper?
We'd better bring him inside.
You are so kind to take care of that poor man. You know, you're a real humanitarian.
It can't be. I don't think he's human.
They take him to the lab and hook Lewis up to a machine. Egon looks at a screen that displays a demon dog's face, while Janine looks at his wallet.
Okay. Gatekeeper. What did you say your name was?
Vinz Clortho, Keymaster of Gozer.
Well, according to this, his name's Louis Tully. Lives on Central Park West. You want some coffee, Mr. Tully?
Do I?
Yes, have some.
Yes, have some.
Vince, you said before you were waiting for a sign. What kind of sign were you waiting for? Was it a fast food sign?
No, I don't think so. Gozer the Traveler, though. He might get fast food on the way, though. He might get hungry. Even demons get hungry. Anyways, he will come in one of the pre-chosen forms. During the rectification of Vuldronal the Traveler, as came in a large moving torb. Then during the third reconciliation of the last Meltrix supplicants, they chose a new form for him, that of a giant slore. Many schlubs and Zuuls I knew were roasted in the depths of slore that day, I tell you.
Egon,
I feel you on an empathetic level. Excuse me.
there's something very strange about this man, and it's not his fascination with fast food.
Lewis sniffs the outside of a jar of popcorn. Why popcorn when he could have had one of the many delightful Burger King items? Then smears a slice of pizza on his face.
Listen, I'm usually very psychic, and I have a terrible feeling that something awful is going to happen to you. I'm afraid you're going to die.
Man, would that be... They hug, but are interrupted by the phone ringing.
I'll get it. Hello?
Egon, it's Peter. I have some news from the world of Gozer.
What is it, Peter?
I'm here with Dana Barrett. Seems that the Goze has been putting some moves on my would-be girlfriend.
And how is she? Did she say yes?
I think we can get her a guest shot on Wild Kingdom. I just whacked her up with about 300 cc's of Throzine. She's going to take a little nap now. She says she's the gatekeeper. Does that make any sense to you?
Some. I've just met the Keymaster. He's here with me now.
Oh, wonderful. We have to get those two together.
I think that'd be extraordinarily dangerous.
Okay, well, hold on to him. I'll be over there in a little while.
Good.
Lewis hands Egon a frying pan as he hangs up the phone. The ideal ghost hunting equipment, obviously.
Thank you, Vince. This is a superb weapon.
You're welcome. It's
Janine, we
also
have-
a drying pan.
It is. You're a man of culture. Janine, we have to find Ray. I need him here immediately.
At Dana's apartment, Peter watches Dana as she sleeps because for whatever reason, he had this medication on him for a date. Peter, do we need to have a talk?
Bad news, honey. I gotta go to work. Hey, will you stay here in bed until I get back?
Once again, Peter, do we need to have a talk about consent? Meanwhile, the Ecto-1 drives across town. Winston drives while Ray looks at some papers in the passenger seat.
Hey, Ray, do you believe in God?
Never met him.
Yeah, well, I do, and I just love Jesus' style, you know?
This roof cap is made of magnesium tungsten alloy.
What are you so involved in there?
I used the blueprints for the structural ironwork at Dana's apartment building, and they're very, very strange.
Hey, Ray, do you remember something in the Bible about the last days when the dead would rise from the grave?
I remember Revelation 7:12, and I looked, and he opened the sixth seal, and behold, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became as black as sackcloth, and the moon became as blood.
And the seas boiled and the skies fell.
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day.
Every ancient religion has its own myth about the end of the world.
Myth, Ray, has it ever occurred to you that maybe the reason we've been so busy lately is because the dead have been rising from the grave?
How about a little music?
Yeah, fucking white people.
Next morning, several cars park in front of Ghostbusters HQ. Walter Peck, carrying a manila folder, flanked by a police officer and a utility worker. Oh my god!
This way to the BK.
Janine! Janine!
Give me a minute.
You know, have it your way. Take as much time as you need.
Live productions, folks.
It's a whopper of a time.
You're helping. Excuse me. Excuse me. Just where do you think you're going?
Stand aside, miss, or I'll have you arrested for interfering with the police.
Sir, this is a Wendy's. Also, I've seen TV. I know you can't come in here without a warrant or a writ or something.
Cease and desist all commerce order seizure of premises and chattels, ban on use of public utilities for non-authorized waste handlers, and a federal entry and inspection order.
And so is this the order for interrupting the narrator, who holds up an envelope, reciting exactly what was just briefly said. In the basement, Egon looks at some equipment while Lewis sniffs him as Peck, the officer, utility worker, and Janine descend the stairs.
So, Vince, we agree which Whopper is the best Whopper, but there's one more test I'd like to perform.
It's actually the Angus is the best one, you might find.
Egon, I tried to stop them. He says they have a warrant.
Excuse me, this is private property and a private conversation.
Peck turns to the utility worker and points out the ecto-containment unit while Peter is dropped off by a taxi outside. For
Shut
being,
this off. Shut
private
these all
property,
off.
there is a whole lot of, not exactly private things happening here.
Shut it all off.
I'm warning you, turning off these machines would be bad, extremely hazardous.
I'll tell you what's hazardous. You're facing federal prosecution for at least half a dozen environmental violations. Now either you shut off those beams, or we shut them off for you.
Try to understand, and I will word this for a simpleton such as yourself. This is a high voltage laser containment system, and simply turning it off would be the equivalent of dropping a bomb on this entire city.
Don't
You've seen movies,
patronize
it's
me.
not good.
Don't patronize me. I'm not grotesquely stupid like the people you bilk.
Peter walks down the stairs.
At ease, officer. I'm Peter Venkman. I think there's just been a slight misunderstanding, and I want to cooperate in any way that I can.
Forget it, Venkman. You had your chance to cooperate, but you thought it'd be more fun to insult me. Well, now it is my turn, wise ass.
These two brain cells want to shut down the protection grid, Peter.
You shut that thing down, and we are not going to be held responsible for whatever happens.
On the contrary, you're going to be held responsible.
No, we won't be held responsible.
Shut it off!
Don't shut it off, I'm warning you.
I've never seen anything like this before. I don't know if...
I'm not interested in your opinion. Just shut it off.
My friend, don't be a jerk.
The police officer moves towards Peter as he tries to block the utility worker's path.
Step aside.
If he does that again, you can shoot him.
You do your job, pencil neck. Don't tell me how to do mine.
Thank you, officer.
Shut it off.
The utility worker hesitantly pulls a lever on the containment unit, and a red alarm light begins flashing as the entire building begins to wake because the narrator cannot read, apparently.
Oh, shit.
Go, clear the building. Let's go.
They all run outside as the roof of the building explodes, and pink streams of psychokinetic energy fly out.
This is it. This is the sign.
Yeah, it's a sign, all right. We're going out of business.
Lewis walks off as Ray and Winston arrive in the Ecto-1. On the other side of town, Dana wakes up.
What happened?
So many things. The storage facilities blew, and he shut off the protection grid.
Oh, great.
That's bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, where's the keymaster?
Shit.
Who's the keymaster?
Come on.
The Ghostbusters begin to run, but are stopped by Peck and the police.
Hold it. I want this man arrested. Captain, these men are in criminal violation of the Environmental Protection Act, and this explosion is a direct result of it.
Listen here, you mother scrub lord. Motherfucking scrub.
They fight as the pink streams fly over the city. A ghost emerges from the subway. Pink smoke enters a taxi's exhaust pipe as a business climbs into the cab.
Columbia Building, 53rd Street. I'm in a hurry, so let's not dawdle.
The driver is a zombie who starts the car and recklessly swerves through traffic. Elsewhere, the Slimer ghost from the hotel pigs out at a hot dog cart. Dana walks up to her window with a malicious grin and the wall of her apartment explodes. A short time later, the Ghostbusters are put in a large jail cell with other prisoners. Ray and Egon look over blueprints.
Hey,
Blueprints.
God! I want a phone call. I just worked with these guys. Come on, I wasn't even...
The structure of this roof cap is exactly like the kind of telemetry tracker that NASA uses to identify dead pulsars in deep space.
Whole riveted girders of pure selenium.
Peter looks to the other inmates.
Everyone getting this so far? So what? I guess they just don't make them like they used to.
No, nobody ever made them like this. The architect was either a certified genius or an aesthetic wacko.
Ray, for a moment, pretend that I don't know anything about metallurgy, engineering, or physics, and just tell me what's going on.
You never studied. The whole building is a huge superconductive antenna that was designed and built expressly for the purpose of pulling in and concentrating spiritual turbulence. Your girlfriend, Pete, lives in the corner penthouse of Spook Central.
She's not my girlfriend. I find her interesting because she's a client and because she sleeps above her covers. 4 feet above her covers. She barks, she drools, she claws.
It's not the girl, Peter. It's the building. Something terrible is about to enter our building is obviously the door. The architect's name was Ivo Shandor. I found it in Tobin's Spirit Guide. He was also a doctor. Performed a lot of unnecessary surgery, and then in 1920 he started a secret society.
Let me guess. Gozer worshippers.
You got it, no whammies.
No studying.
After the First World War, Shandor decided that society was too sick to survive, and he wasn't alone. He had close to 1,000 followers when he died. They conducted rituals up on the roof, bizarre rituals intended to bring about the end of the world. And now it looks like it may actually happen.
So be good for goodness sake. Whoa, somebody's coming. Somebody's coming.
We have to get out of here. We gotta get a judge or something.
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, hold it. Now, we actually gonna go before a federal judge and say that some moldy old Babylonian god is gonna drop on Central Park West and start tearing up the city?
Sumerian, not Babylonian.
Yeah, big difference.
No offense, but I gotta get my own lawyer.
A guard walks up to the prison cell.
Okay, Ghostbusters, the mayor wants to see you guys. The whole island's going crazy. Let's go.
I got a split. The mayor wants to rap with me about some things.
At Dana's apartment. There are words missing here. At Dana's apartment, Dana is. What am I reading? There's an entire section missing here. There are things happening, and Lewis and Dana have now reconvened in the apartment.
I am the keymaster.
I am the gatekeeper.
There's a lot more words missing. They passionately embrace. I'm assuming is what the word's supposed to be here.
Yeah,
and then
no, they
start
do
walking
more than
toward.
embrace.
Redacted.
I know. I'm trying to, Outside City Hall, police escort the Ghostbusters past a mob of reporters. Inside, the mayor consults with various commissioners and advisors and our scriptwriter.
I got a city blowing up and you guys are not giving me any answers.
All right, we're blocking the bridges, the roads. I mean,
The Ghostbusters are here, Mr. Mayor. The Ghostbusters, all right, the Ghostbusters. But hey, where's this Peck?
I am Walter Peck, sir, and I'm prepared to make a full report. These men are consummate snowball artists. They use sensitive nerve gases to induce hallucinations. People think they're seeing ghosts, and then they call these bozos, who conveniently show up to deal with the problem with a fake electronic light show.
Everything was fine with our system until the power grid was shut off by Dickless here.
They caused an explosion.
Is this true?
Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
Peck lunges at Peter, but the officers in the room intervene.
Break it up, break it up.
Well, that's what I heard.
This is City Hall. Now what am I gonna do here, John? What is this?
All I know is there was no light show we saw this morning. I've seen every kind of combustion known to man, but this beats the hell out of me.
The walls in the 53rd precinct were bleeding. How do you explain that?
An Archbishop enters.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Oh, your Eminence.
How are you, Lenny?
You're looking good, Mike. We're in a real fix here. What do you think I should do?
Lenny, officially, the church cannot take any position on the religious implication of these phenomena. Personally, Lenny, I think it's a sign of God, but don't quote me on that.
I think that's a smart move, Mike, but I'm going to call a press conference and tell everyone to start praying.
I'm Winston Zeddemore, Your Honor. Look, I've only been with the company for a couple weeks, but I gotta tell you, these things are real. Since I joined these men, I've seen shit that'll turn you white.
Well, you could believe, Mr. Pecker.
My name is Peck.
Or you could accept that this city is heading for a disaster of biblical proportions.
What do you mean, biblical?
What he means is Old Testament, Mr. Mayor. Real wrath of God type stuff. Fire and brimstone coming from the sky, rivers and seas boiling.
40 years of darkness, earthquakes, volcanoes.
The dead rising from the grave.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
Enough! I get the point. What if you're wrong?
If I'm wrong, nothing happens. We go to jail, peacefully, quietly. We'll enjoy it. But if I'm right, and we can stop this thing, Lenny, you will have saved the lives of millions of registered voters.
That's a narrator line.
I'm assuming this is supposed to be a narrator line. The mayor smiles at the Archbishop, who nods to him in return.
I don't believe you're seriously considering listening to these men.
Get him out of here!
Bye.
I'll fix you, Venkman. I'm gonna fix you.
And I'm going to send you a nice fruit basket. I'm going to miss him.
All right, all right.
Now, you've got work to do. Now, what do you need from me?
Soon enough, armed soldiers who are wearing jungle camo despite being in the middle of a city are swarming the streets, and the Ghostbusters climb into Ecto 1, surrounded by a police escort. Fancy.
Come on, let's run some red lights.
Dark clouds begin swirling atop Dana's apartment building, shrouding the temple structure on its roof. The police escort arrives and the Ghostbusters get out of their car. A cheering crowd is waiting for them.
Hello, New York. Well, hi, everyone. Dr. Reyes, Stantz, would you please? The heart of the Ghostbusters. Thank you. They love you. They love you here. Like that shirt, friend. Gotta run. Got a date with a ghost. All right. Whatever happens, let's be professionals.
The Ghostbusters equip their proton packs and assemble in front of the building. They look up to see the dark clouds spreading as lightning strikes the building.
We might have to put in a little overtime on this one.
Earthquake! And water main breaks. People fall and scream as the roadway splits and collapses in on itself. The Ghostbusters fall into the pit along with the front end of a police car of some police cars' pieces. The quake suddenly stops and the crowd gets to its feet.
Are you all right? Ghostbusters?
Are they all right?
Are they all right?
Ghostbusters! A dazed Ray pops out of the hole, and the crowd cheers as the rest of the gang climbs out from the rubble.
I was in no way prepared for that.
We're all right. It's all right. We can take it. They want to play rough. You want to play rough?
Yeah.
Let's go.
They huddle up, cheer, then head into the building. Unfortunately, the elevator's out of order, so they have to climb the stairs. With heavy proton packs. The narrator suddenly has hiccups. Their progress is slow.
Where are we?
Oh, it looks like we're in the teens somewhere.
Well, when we get to 20, tell me. I'm going to throw up.
On the top floor, Dana and Lewis sit up from an altar, looking disheveled, and move to either side of the massive stone doorway at the center of the rooftop temple.
22. Is this it?
Yeah.
Art Deco. Very nice.
Where is it?
It's at the end of the hall.
Dana's front door falls off its hinges at the slightest touch, and they walk into the destroyed apartment. The walls of the unit are entirely gone, and all that remains is charred rubble, except for...
Hey, where do these stairs go?
They go up.
Peter moves towards the stairs, but hesitates as lightning flashes and thunder roars.
Okay, go ahead. Come on, go ahead. Come on. Go ahead.
They arrive on the roof just in time to see purple lightning striking Dana and Lewis. The electricity flows through them and then out again at the massive door, which slowly opens, revealing a bright light.
Dana!
As the doors finish opening, Dana and Lewis turn into demon dogs.
Okay, so she's a dog.
Beyond the doors is another staircase and temple with a glass door. The demon dogs run up the stairs and sit on pedestals on either side of the doors as the Ghostbusters line up in front of the larger doors. The inner temple opens, and a feminine form with short, flat-top hair and glowing red eyes, clad in, well-placed slime, emerges.
It's a girl.
It's Gozer.
I thought Gozer was a man.
It's whatever they want to be.
Well, whatever they are, they've got to get by us.
Right.
Go get her, Ray.
Ray timidly walks up.
Gozer the Gozerian. Good evening. As a duly designated representative of the city, county, and state of New York, I order you to cease any and all supernatural activity and return forthwith to your place of origin or the nearest convenient parallel dimension.
Yeah, that ought to do it. Thanks very much, Ray.
Are you a god?
Peter nods yes to Ray.
No?
Then die.
Purple and blue lightning flies from Gozer's fingertips and strikes the Ghostbusters, sending them flying out of the inner temple and onto the edge of the roof.
Ray, when someone asks if you're a god, you say yes.
All right. This chick is toast.
The Ghostbusters unhook their proton guns and approach the temple again.
Got your stick?
Holding.
Holding.
Heat 'em up.
Smoking.
Make 'em hard.
Ready.
Ready.
Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown. Strike!
They all fire at Gozer, who leaps over the beams, flips overhead of the Ghostbusters, and lands on the altar outside of the temple.
Nimble little minx, isn't she?
You better go full stream.
Aim for the flat top.
They blast again. Gozer vanishes.
Well, that wasn't so hard.
We've neutralized it. You know what that means? A complete particle reversal.
Hey, we have the tools, we got the talent.
It's Miller time.
Peter, Winston, and Ray put their hands together while Egon looks at his scanner.
Ray, this looks extraordinarily bad.
Oh no, what?
Another earthquake rocks the building.
Look out!
Bricks and buttresses fall to the ground below as Gozer's voice rings out from the storm clouds above.
Sub-creatures! Gozer the Gozerian, Gozer the Destructor, Volgus Sildroha, the Traveler has come. Choose and perish.
What do you mean choose? We don't understand.
Choose! Choose the form of the Destructor.
Oh, I get it. I get it. Very cute. Whatever we think of, if we think of J. Edgar Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover will appear and destroy us, okay? So empty your heads. Empty your heads. Don't think of anything. We've only got one shot at this.
The choice is made.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
The
whoa.
Traveler has come.
Nobody choose anything. Did you choose anything?
No.
Did you?
My mind's totally blank.
I didn't choose anything.
Peter, Winston, and Egon then turn to Ray.
I couldn't help it. It just popped in there.
What just popped in there?
I tried to think.
A soft thumping sound is heard in the distance, followed by screams.
Look.
No, it can't be.
What is it?
It can't be.
What did you just do, Ray? Oh, shit.
A massive white blob with a sailor hat is moving across the skyline.
It's the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Cars crash into each other and people run in terror as the towering, smiling creature lumbers down Broadway.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
I tried to think of the most harmless thing. Something I loved from my childhood. Something that could never, ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft.
Nice thinking, Ray.
We used to roast up Stay Puft marshmallows by the fire at Camp Wakanda.
Ray has gone bye-bye, Egon. What have you got left?
Sorry, Venkman. In case you can't tell by my face, I'm terrified beyond the capacity for rational thought.
The traveler roars at them.
Oh, no.
Mother puss bucket!
Walter Peck watches in disbelief as the Marshmallow Man stomps towards the apartment building, crushing a church in its path.
Nobody steps on a church in my town.
1, 2, 3. Roast him!
Much like an oversized s'more, they begin to blast Mr. Stay Puft, lighting it on fire as it starts to scale the building.
Funny us going out like this. Killed by 100-foot Marshmallow Man.
We've been going about this all wrong. This Mr. Stay Puft is okay. He's a sailor. He's in New York. We get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble.
I have an even more radical idea. The door swings both ways. We could reverse the particle flow through the gate.
How?
Cross the streams.
Excuse me, Egon. You said crossing the streams was bad.
Cross the streams.
You're going to endanger us. You're going to endanger our client, the nice lady who paid us in advance before she became a dog.
Not necessarily. There's a very slim, small chance we'll survive.
I love this plan. I'm excited to be a part of it. Let's do it.
This job is definitely not worth 11.5 a year.
They run to the temple entrance as Mr. Stay Puft's flaming hand reaches the roof.
Hurry.
See you on the other side, Ray.
Nice working with you, Dr. Venkman.
They both fire at the inner temple and cross the streams of their proton lasers.
Let's turn them on, Spengler.
Winston and Egon fire as well.
Cross them now.
Mr. Stay Puft sees what's happening and screams as the 4 proton beams combine into one and destroy the inner temple. The Ghostbusters jump away from the gate just before the resulting explosion spills out of the temple, vaporizes the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and engulfs the entire rooftop. Gobs of marshmallow fly everywhere. A particularly large glob crashes onto Walter Peck. On the roof, amidst the rubble and white sugary goo, there is movement.
Winston, you all right?
Yeah.
The two stand up, coated in marshmallow, but otherwise unharmed.
Venkman? Spengler! Venkman! Spengler?
Egon, also covered in white, shambles out from behind some debris.
Oh, Spengler, are you okay?
I feel like the floor of a Chuck E. Cheese.
Peter cobbles up comparatively clean.
Venky.
Yeah, I'm all right.
Thank God. You okay?
I'm all right.
You all right?
I'm all right. You all right?
Yeah, you okay?
Fine.
Peter walks up to the remnants of a demon dog statue and regards it solemnly.
Oh, smells like barbecue dog hair. Oh, Venkman, I'm sorry. I just forgot.
Peter begins walking away, but stops when he hears part of the statue break off. He turns and sees a hand reaching out from the stone.
Ugh.
Look.
The Ghostbusters break apart the statue, revealing Dana. Peter tucks her into his arms as Lewis breaks out of his statue, but the stone dog head remains stuck.
Somebody turn on the lights! Help! Somebody turn on the lights!
Go check on the little guy.
Ray, Winston, and Egon pull the demon dog head off.
What happened?
Dana begins regaining consciousness, and Peter carefully places her on her feet.
Ugh. Oh. Ugh. Where am I? Oh, hi.
The others help Lewis up.
Feed this man a Whopper and he'll be all right.
Boy, the superintendent's gonna be pissed.
Are you okay?
Who are you guys?
We're the Ghostbusters.
Huh. Who does your taxes? By the way, remember, deadline extended May 15th.
You know, Mr. Tully, you are a most fortunate individual.
Oh, I know.
You have been a participant in the biggest interdimensional crossrip since the Tuskegee blast of 1909.
Huh. Feels great.
I'd love to get a sample of your brain tissue.
Okay.
As the others walk off, Winston looks around triumphantly and throws his hands up in the air like he just don't care.
I love this town.
Peter and Dana walk out of the building together and are met by a cheering crowd. They wave to the people and then kiss. Rabe takes off puff on a cigarette as he waves. Peter escorts Dana into the Ecto-1. Egon is barely able to step outside before Janine runs into his arms.
Egon, you're safe.
They walk off together as Lewis exits and waves excitedly.
What's going on? Does anyone want to interview me? I'm an eyewitness. I was up there.
Paramedics run up to Lewis and start walking him away.
Aw, I want to go with them in the car.
Egon helps Winston put on his proton pack in the trunk of Ecto-1 before they climb in as well. Ray carefully backs the car out of the crowd and drives away as fans chase after them. As they go, the Slimer ghost flies past them in the opposite direction. Thank you for listening to our radio drama presentation of Ghostbusters. Peter Venkman was played by Celeste English. Ray Stantz was played by Sean Robert. Egon Spengler was played by Mary Rivette. Lewis Tully was played by Joel Guttman. Winston Zeddemore, the hotel manager, the male student, the captain, Roger, the library owner, Archbishop, Larry King, and the businessman were played by Lealin Queen. Dana Barrett, Zuul, and the firefighter were played by Frangie. Walter Peck, Dean Yeager, Gozer, Joe Franklin, Jennifer, the violinist, the man at the elevator, the commissioner, and guest one were played by Converse. Janine, the mayor, Casey Kasem, host, Roger Grimsby, one of the officers, Alice, the realtor, guard, Tility, driver, maid, aide, guest 2, library ghost were played by Taylor Starnes. The narrator, which was not credited in the script I was given, was played by me, Kailey Reyes. Audio engineering was provided by John H. Baker. Script adaptation was done by Joel Guttman. We are pleased to announce that on Saturday, April 24th, we will be doing a radio drama presentation of The Mummy. The performance will begin at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Central. For more nerdy content, please follow Digital Era Entertainment here on Twitch, and you can listen to our past radio drama performances on Digital Era Entertainment's YouTube channel. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and we hope you'll join us again next time.
Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us across social media for updates. Thanks for watching!